Assalamualaikum, and today I would like to present my topic is variable of training. So for the learning outcome, there are five learning outcomes that the student will be covered in this topic. The first one is explain the use of volume and intensity, describe relationship between volume and intensity, understand the concept of frequency, the concept of complexity, and explain about the index of overall demand. Alright, in training, volume is the term used to describe how much work you do, such as number of repetition you perform in an exercise. By contrast, intensity describes the difficulty of an exercise, typically based on the amount of weight you lift. So take the deadlift as an example. If you do 5 reps with a 100-pound barbell and increase to 10 repetitions, you will have an increase the volume. If you maintain the reps but increase the barbell weight to the 150 pounds, you will have increased the intensity. While you may assume that both of these scenarios deliver the same result, the outcomes in terms of muscle growth and fitness are actually very different. You should focus on the increasing your exercise volume to improve your fitness and endurance. To build a lean muscle mass and strength, you would increase the intensity. This is not a cut and dry rule. Clearly, any exercise you do will improve your fitness, endurance, muscle mass, and strength to varying degrees. But ultimately, cannot grow your muscle simply by increasing repetition or improve your endurance if you do not increase your repetition. In the case of the deadlift, for example, a high volume and constant load will force your heart and lungs to work harder. As you adapt to the change in volume, your cardiovascular fitness and endurance will invariably improve. You may gain a little extra strength and bulk, but not enough to significantly increase muscle size. On the other hand, if you increase the weight of the lift and keep the repetition the same, you will build muscle faster but do little to improve your lungs and heart function. Endurance is developed by forcing your heart to work harder than it is accustomed to. Keeping the repetition the same will do little to change this. Alright, so for the frequency of training is measured as the number of the training session for a given muscle group or lift per unit of time. A certain level frequency must be given in administration of the training stimulus in order to maintain or build upon a previous training stimulus. Optimal recovery time between the training sessions is important in maximizing adaptive processes. As a rule of the thumb, one would think that as the intensity of the training stimulus increases, there would be a decrease in need for the training frequency. So next, a definition for the complexity is complex training, also known as the contrast training or post-activation potential training, involve the integration of strength training, plyometric in a training system designed to improve explosive power. So according to Jess Derwin, strength training and plyometric training are both effective measures for increased athletic performance independent of each other, but a true program designed for power-based athletes needs to incorporate both disciplines. A study done in 2000 in a Journal of the Strength and Conditioning Research measured three different training protocols: strength training, plyometric training, and a combination of both. The group that used combined method was the only group that showed significant increase in both strength and power. Complex training relies upon the performance of a strength exercise, often resistance-based, follow a plyometric exercise. The strength and the plyo exercise are usually biomechanically similar, that is, they move through the similar range of movement. For example, a back squat followed by a box jump or a bench press exercise followed by a jumping flat push-up. Such a combination is referred to as a pair or contrast pair. The resistance-based exercise will often be a near maximum effort, about the 75 to 90% of the athlete's maximum lift. The plyometric portion of the training should be complete in an explosive manner. Sets are often used. Between the performance of the strength exercise and the plyometric exercise, there is a 3 to 12-minute rest period. As the muscle have been intensely active by the strength exercise, this develop in the muscle a great potential to apply force than they would have normally. This added potential to apply force is called post-activation potential (PAP). It is fundamental basis of the complex training. This potential to apply force generated by the strength exercise is utilized by the athlete in the plyometric exercise to boost their power output to a level greater than it otherwise would have been had they been doing the plyometrics alone. So, the definition of the index of overall demands, volume, intensity, frequency, and complexity all affect the overall demands that is workload and athletes encounter in training. Although these factors may complement each other, an increased emphasis on the other factor is not adjusted. For instance, if the coach intends to maintain the same demand in training and the needs of the sport require developing high intensity endurance, the volume of the training must increase. When increasing the volume, the coach must consider how it is increased will affect the frequency of training and how much the intensity of the training must be addressed. So any question and answer? Okay, so that's all from me. Thank you.